Hey everyone, Rover here. Welcome to another video on Epic 7. Today I'll be talking about how to correctly build Bellona. We'll go through her skills in detail, have a look at possible artifacts, and talk about team composition and application. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Alright, first off, her skills. Her first skill is called Windbreak Fan, which deals damage proportional to enemy max HP. If Bellona has 5 focus, it will follow up with her third skill. She gains 1 focus when using Windbreak. Now one thing to note about this skill is that this effect triggers after she attacks, meaning the focus she gained from this skill is counted. So if she has 4 focus and you use this skill, you can still trigger her third skill despite having 1 less focus at the start. Her second skill, Butterfly Fan, deals more damage with more enemies. If the skill is awakened, she gains immunity buff for 1 turn. She also gains 1 focus from using this skill. So far nothing interesting of this skill, it's just an AoE attack with a good supportive buff. Now her third skill, Razor Wind Fan, is the main reason why people use her. It's an AoE skill with an AoE defense break. If you use it by itself, there's a 65% chance of applying defense break. But if this skill is triggered by Windbreak Fan, the effect chance goes up to 85%. Using this skill will give you 3 focus. Now that's halfway from triggering the full potential of Windbreak Fan. It is so good since you have 3 things all in one skill: AoE defense break, high effect chance, and high focus gain. This does have a drawback with a 6-turn cooldown, which in my opinion is fair considering what this skill alone can do. Also, her first skill can trigger this regardless of this skill's cooldown, so it's not all that bad. In terms of which skill to enhance, I recommend to enhance her third skill up to at least +4 before investing on her other skills. Now why is this? Well, if you have a look at her skill enhance on Razor Wind, Bellona gains +5% effect chance at +2, reduces cooldown by 1 at +3, and another 10% increase effect chance at +4. Ultimately, this will give you a 5-turn cooldown skill with an 80% chance of defense break by itself, and 100% effect chance when it is triggered using Windbreak Fan. The uptime of defense break is so high, when used correctly, that this puts the rest of defense breaker heroes to shame. And of course, with an exception when battling against fire. Mostly you would start off using her third skill, applying defense break to your enemies, and by the time your debuff expires, you will have enough focus to trigger her Razor Wind using Windbreak. With enough speed and team composition, it may be possible to have it most of the time. With skills out of the way, let's have a look at possible artifacts for Bellona. Like other how to build videos, I'll be starting from 5-star down to 3-star. The first 5-star artifact that is good for Bellona is Iron Fan. Iron Fan gives a lot of damage by 16% at level 1, up to 36% at max level when fighting against Ice Element. Now this artifact is very situational since you can only trigger this effect against ice. A good application for this artifact are Banshee runs, Ice Spirit Outer, or any stages comprised of ice monsters. Another 5-star artifact is Bloodstone. This artifact heals the lowest ally by 13% damage dealt at level 1, up to 26% at max. Now this artifact is still in the gray zone because it's not yet clear whether it's a percentage of the total damage or the highest damage dealt. The difference? If I use an AoE skill, the total damage will be the sum of each individual damage per enemy. However, if it is the highest damage, then it only calculates the highest damage dealt on any enemy. Sadly, I don't have Bloodstone to confirm which one. Now how is this good? If it is the total damage dealt, the amount of heals from this artifact is going to be big, especially when you use Butterfly Fan when all enemies have defense break applied. This puts less stress on your Soul Weaver because of the extra heals. And the fact that 2 of her skills are AoE, with her first skill being able to trigger her third skill, really makes this artifact very, very good on Bellona. However, if it takes in account the highest damage, then I would rather stick to other possible artifacts. For 4-star artifacts, the only one in my opinion that works well, and is the best one for Bellona, is Rosa Hargana, which gives 7% dual attack chance up to 14% at max level. With her base dual attack chance of 5%, she will have a total of 19% dual attack chance. But why is this good? Well, when she triggers a dual attack, she uses her first skill, which increases her focus and in turn makes it faster to use her extra effect. What makes it better is that dual attacks can trigger Windbreak's extra effect. Now that is stupidly OP. For 3-star artifacts, you can use Daydream Joker for extra damage since, well, she is a DPS. You can use Ascending Axe for extra crit if you are not using crit set or you don't have enough crit. And the best out of 3, Ranon's Memorandum, which gives her increased speed over time. Great for long battles, and in high level content, battles are almost always long anyway. This gives Bellona more turns to use her skills, which helps in decreasing the cooldown of her Razor Wind Fan and stacking focus from Windbreak. There are a number of ways to build Bellona, and it will all depend on you and how you want to use her. A standard gear set for Bellona is speed and crit set. She needs speed so she can stack more of her focus, and crit for more damage from her AoE skills. If you use her as a second DPS focusing on applying defense break, speed and unity set will work on her. With artifacts that support dual attack chance, her defense break uptime will be very high. With Rosa as the artifact, she can have up to 23% dual attack chance. And if you're feeling a bit adventurous, you can go for a Rage and Unity set with Rosa, or Rage and Crit set with Ranon's Memorandum. If you have enough speed from substats, you can change Ranon to Bloodstone for support capability. Rage set is decent on Bellona because it gives her more damage on debuffed enemies. And what is she all about? She's a hero with AoE defense break with high effect chance along with built-in AoE skills. And with that, she's going to do a lot of damage. For substats, try to prioritize speed and have effectiveness over 50%. Even with a high effect chance, you still need to punch through the enemy's resistance, or else you won't be applying the debuff. As for team composition and application, Bellona sits well as a second DPS support. With Iron Fan, she can be a main DPS and will dominate any ice elemental stages, especially in Banshee Queen, where her AoE defense break can wipe out the smaller Banshees before they can even attack. She is a good EXP farmer for your fodders because of her AoE skills. And yes, I'm counting the extra effect on her Windbreak. I mean, technically it's half-half because it does lead to an AoE skill, so I'm counting it as AoE. Now there are 2 main ways you can go with Bellona. Either build enough speed and go for damage, or take your chances with dual attacks and rack up those focus for a free third skill. Running with dual attack is high risk, high reward, and it's not going to be for everyone. It does yield more benefits compared to speed, but you do need luck on your side. You have 3 chances to proc dual attack from other heroes in your team, and if she is the only one with high dual attack, chances are she will mostly be the one triggering it. But if you don't like the thought of using dual attack and prefer a safe build, then speed is your best option. For PvP, she will destroy any team that has no immunity or cleanse. Teams with high sustain will still suffer from her onslaught of AoE damage and defense break. She is primarily used to chip down your opponent's health for your main DPS to one-shot priority targets. Fighting teams with an AoE cleanse will be the most difficult to win against. although you can try to bait by using a single debuff from your other heroes to make the other team use Cleanse, and then apply the AoE defense break next turn. However, this means that Bellona has to use Butterfly Fan at the start for the immunity buff to protect her from being locked down by heroes such as Cecilia and Falcon Clury. In the end, speed is everything for PvP. If Bellona goes first, you have a high chance of winning. She is decent in PvP, but be careful on who you are against with. And that's all for this build guide. Thanks for watching, and if you want to request a hero, do so in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, Rover out.